Apparently, I'm the only one up here that's vertically endowed. We were told to wear a cap and gown. My colleagues in the economics accounting business told me that they thought if I plugged my management Disney style class for Jan term, that it would be a bit tacky up here. So I wouldn't dream of doing that. Or saying that there's still time to sign up, or that there's no prerequisites. And it includes the trip to Disney World, of course. So I thought I'd just be subtle. My primary function around here is teaching accounting. I did get into personal finance as well. And then, did I say I was doing management Disney style in January? So I thought I had three choices about what to talk about. One was accounting. Any votes for that? Okay. Although Professor Pletcher put on Facebook that I was going to be speaking today, and we had a couple of ex-students comment. One did say I should just say, keep your debits on the left and your credits on the right, and you'll live a balanced life. One said just to say, spend bad, save good. But that was my daughter, also an ex-student, who grew up thinking CPA stood for cheapest person alive. Trust me, she's now a CPA. She's way cheaper than the old man. Except with the old man's money. So I really decided that we would sort of combine Disney and personal finance. You may have noticed that they put me on the program last. I think they were worried about getting to lunch. But if you know me, that's silly. I'm also horizontally endowed. And I'm an accountant. I think numbers are your friends. Words, not so much. Sorry about that. Oh, well. I'm certainly not going to run over. They told me I had 5 to 8 minutes. Dr. Hymas says he's going to do this when I got time, when 5 minutes hit. So I got my back up. And at any rate, I mean, I remember a time when I was sitting out there and Dr. Pavorty ran a half an hour over. Not happening. All right. When they asked me for a title, I'm kind of wandering around and asking other profs, what am I supposed to talk about? And they said, anything. Okay. So I decided on a title for Welcome Home. Welcome home is the greeting you'll hear if you walk in any Disney hotel. Did I say we were going to Disney in June? So I thought that was appropriate here. After all, if it weren't for you students, none of us would have jobs. So welcome home. Now I know you students have to put up with all these docs. And they can be grumpy. They can be dopey and grumpy and maybe even sneezy sometimes. All the while causing you to lose sleep by piling on the work. And you see with bifocals, it's hard to read this low. But don't be bashful. Speak up in class, hammer us with hard questions, and sooner than you think, you'll be happy walking across this stage receiving your BA or BS, hopefully turning it into a JOB or going off to graduate school. That was all 7 in case you were counting. Some friendly advice. Always work hard at school or on the job. Life comes with very few fast passes. Avoid... I didn't think I would get that. Avoid debt wherever possible, especially credit card debt. If you don't have the money, don't spend it. Even if the item is on sale, used to cost $100, now it's $60. If you don't have the $60, don't spend it. You're not saving $40, you're spending $60. Saving and spending are mutually exclusive. Ignore that one and you'll feel like the ghosts from the Haunted Mansion or the Pirates of the Caribbean are chasing you all over the place. And to try to get away, you just feel like you're spinning around in a teacup. I'm not saying never go into debt, just avoid it where possible. For instance, if you need to borrow to invest in yourself for a student loan, okay. A home someday, okay. Or your first car, so you can get to work, okay. But when you're driving that first car and you get done paying for it, keep driving it. Make payments to yourself. You can pay for the next one in cash. You don't have to be like Dr. Hughes and think that a car is a lifetime commitment. But you can approach that direction. I just read yesterday of a couple who had run up $30,000 in credit card debt. They got it paid off in 3 years, but they didn't do a lot of playing, and they both started working extra jobs. That same article said that banks make $7 billion, that's with a B, a year in late fees and over-the-limit fees. Don't pay them that. I'm also not saying never use a credit card. Just don't use it if you can't afford to pay it when it comes in. The average person in this country owes over $5,000 on credit cards. That means about $1,000 a year in interest. If you took that $1,000 that you're paying the bank in interest and invested it in a retirement fund, with a stock market mutual fund kind of thing inside the retirement plan, for 40 years, you would have $242,593. And you wouldn't spend a dime less on stuff. You would just be patient and wait until you could pay for it. Imagine that. Spend less than you bring in and repeat. And repeat. And repeat. You can do that by budgeting, establishing an emergency fund. Life does happen. Saving and learning to be content, as the Apostle Paul says in Philippians. God bless. Have a great year.